अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Nityanandam. This is Sarveshwaryananda, and based on the Shishya Parampara, which is nothing but the enlightened master giving the discourses and the students listening. I had the privilege of sitting at the feet of several masters, and I'm bringing this podcast to the world to basically highlight what are the essential elements of living a moksha-centric life, which means leading a life which is oriented towards our enlightenment or our ultimate purpose in life. So towards that end, the first episode, which comes to you today, is on the science of manifestation. And isn't it a coincidence that whatever we want to manifest, we need to have a proper guidance. And from the scriptures, what is available, it's called the science, and describes clearly the details about manifestation. And again, this is we hope you like this podcast.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something pretty fundamental, really. Why is your life the way it is?
Yeah, think about it. You've got things you want, things you maybe wish you had.
And definitely things you have that you really don't want, but they stick around.
Exactly. It leads to these big questions, doesn't it? Like, who's writing this life story anyway?
Right. And why this story, and maybe most importantly, how do you grab the pen and start rewriting?
The sources we looked into offer a pretty radical answer. It starts with this old story, the Kalpataru tree.
The wish-fulfilling tree, yeah. Tell us that one.
Okay, so imagine this traveler, totally worn out, finds this big tree in a forest and just collapses underneath it for a rest. He has absolutely no idea it's this mythical Kalpataru.
Just a tree to him.
Just a tree. So he's sitting there thinking, man, I'm starving. I wish I had some food. And boom, instantly, this amazing meal just appears.
Wow.
He eats it all, feels better, and then thinks, you know, it would be great, a nice cot to lie down on. And poof, there's a cot.
He must be freaking out at this point.
He is. He realizes, wait a second. Whatever I'm thinking is actually happening.
Uh-oh. I sense where this is going. This is the pivot point, isn't it?
It is. Because his next thought, kind of caught up in the power and maybe a little fear, is, whoa, what if a tiger just showed up right now and killed me?
Oh, no.
And because the Kalpataru grants every thought without judgment, a tiger appears. And, well, that's the end of the traveler.
That's terrifying. A real lesson in being careful what you wish for or even think about.
Precisely. But here's the kicker, the main insight from the source material. That traveler,
Wow.
That's you, that's me, that's everyone.
So you're saying we're always under this cosmic wish-fulfilling tree.
Constantly. The cosmos, the universe, whatever term you prefer, is basically working nonstop to manifest our thoughts, the conscious ones and the unconscious ones.
Okay, that's a lot to take in. The bad news then is pretty stark.
Yeah, it's unavoidable, really. You're responsible for all of it. The good stuff, the bad stuff, the stuff you don't understand. You're the author.
But flip that coin.
And that's the good news. Because you wrote it, you're holding the pen. You can absolutely rewrite the script, starting right now.
So that's our mission for this deep dive then. We're getting into the science of Kalpataru.
Exactly. Not just wishful thinking, but the actual repeatable science of manifesting what you want. And crucially, how to start manifesting the things you really, really don't want.
All right, let's dig in. Where do we start? What's the foundation of this science? If we're co-creators, where's the power source?
Okay, 2 fundamental truths we need to grasp. First one, you are already empowered, period.
Okay, what does that mean practically?
It means, according to these ancient texts, that humans aren't sent here powerless, like beggars hoping for scraps. We come equipped with this incredible inner potential, a raw energy.
This is the Kundalini energy you mentioned.
That's the term used, yes, Kundalini. It's described as this potent energy source, powerful enough to actually make our thoughts, our intentions, into reality.
So we have this inner powerhouse, Kundalini, always trying to create based on our thoughts. Then why isn't life just, sunshine and rainbows for everyone? Why all the struggle and limitation we see?
That brings us straight to the second truth. The blockage. We forget. we forget life is meant to be possibility.
Why do we forget?
Because of what the sources call constant self-doubting, self-hatred, and self-denial. SDHD, we'll call it later. We get conditioned, basically, by family, by society, what the texts call unconscious society, to buy into this wrong belief. The belief that life is fundamentally impossibility, limitation.
It sounds like deep spiritual philosophy, but you keep calling it a science. Where does this specific knowledge originate?
It comes from a tradition known as Raja Vidya Raja Guhya.
Meaning?
Roughly, the royal knowledge, the royal secret. It's described as a systematic science passed down directly from teacher or guru to disciple in what's claimed to be the world's oldest continuous spiritual civilization.
And it's not just philosophy, it's practical.
Very practical. It teaches the how to actually harness that Kundalini energy, how to direct it consciously to create your reality, whether that's health, wealth, relationships, inner peace, whatever you're aiming for.
Okay, so we're constantly manifesting, powered by Kundalini,
Yeah.
but we're often running this old limiting script. We need to find the source code of that script, right? Let's
Yeah.
talk about the main roadblock.
Yeah.
Incompletions.
Right. Incompletions. Think of them as like bad code in your mental software.
Bed programming, okay.
The definition given is basically incidents, memories, or importantly, wrong cognitions from the past.
Wrong cognitions, like misinterpretations.
Exactly. Misinterpretations from the past that are still active now in the present, and they're actively messing up your future.
And the result. How does it feel to have these?
It leaves you with this nagging, pervasive feeling that something's missing. Like you're lacking courage or confidence, or maybe you feel unworthy somehow. Something's just not complete.
The sources had a great story for this, the girl in the history class. That really illustrates how these cognitions lock in, doesn't it?
It does. It's a perfect example. So
Yeah.
picture this young girl, maybe middle school in history class. Teacher asks, who was the first U.S. president?
Okay.
She's nervous, wants to answer, blurts out, Abraham Lincoln.
Oops.
Big oops. The whole class bursts out laughing. She feels that hot flush of shame, humiliation.
Yeah, kids can be brutal.
They can. Now, fast forward years, maybe decades. This same person is now a successful professional, but put her in a boardroom meeting, ask her to give a presentation.
And she freezes up.
Totally freezes, terrified. Not because she doesn't know her stuff, but because deep down, that old fear of making a mistake, of being laughed at, is still running the show.
So the real mistake wasn't saying Lincoln instead of Washington.
No. The real mistake was the cognition she formed in that moment of shame. If I speak up, I'll make a fool of myself, or public speaking leads to humiliation. That belief got hardwired.
And that wrong belief, that incompletion, it actually fragments our sense of self, right? The sources talk about 3 different images we create.
Yes, exactly. It forces us into this fragmented state, juggling 3 conflicting ideas about who we are and how the world works. It's crucial to understand these.
Okay, let's break them down. What's the first one?
The first is the inner image. This is the deep-seated negative idea you have about yourself based on that original wrong cognition.
So for the history girl, it's like,
I'm fundamentally stupid, or
Yeah.
I always mess up under pressure, or I'm not capable. It's that hidden negative self-assessment.
got it. Then there's the outer image. What's that?
That's the mask. It's the compensating image you project to the world to hide that negative inner image.
Okay. So if you secretly feel inadequate.
You might project extreme confidence, maybe become overly assertive, or you might become a relentless perfectionist, terrified of anyone seeing even the slightest flaw. It's all about covering up the inner image.
Makes sense. And the third one, the world image.
This is your fixed idea, usually negative, about how the world operates based on that past experience.
So for the history girl again.
Her world image might be, the world is judgmental and harsh, or people are just waiting for you to fail so they can pounce, or it's never safe to be vulnerable.
And these 3 images together just lock you in place.
Totally. You're constantly defending the outer image, hiding the inner image, and expecting the worst from the world image. It's exhausting and prevents growth.
And this fragmentation leads directly to what the sources called SDHD.
Yes, SDHD stands for self-doubt, self-hatred, and self-denial. They're framed as the 3 worst diseases because they're essentially the leaks in your energy system. They drain that Kundalini power.
Okay, let's quickly define each. Self-doubt. How does that fit in?
Self-doubt is basically the gap, the tension, between that hidden inner image, I'm flawed, and the projected outer image, I'm perfect. It comes up after failures, making you assume you'll just fail again. The little voice inside says,
I don't think I can do this.
Exactly. I don't think I can handle this. That's self-doubt.
Okay, then self-hatred. How is it different? Seems close to doubt.
It's deeper. Self-hatred comes from the sheer strain of maintaining the fake outer image. You start to despise yourself for the fraudulence, for the pretending.
Ah, so it surfaces when?
Often when something good happens, you get a promotion, find a great relationship, and that inner image flares up saying, you don't deserve this. The core feeling is,
I don't think I deserve this.
precisely, that's self-hatred.
And the last one, self-denial. Sounds like just being negative.
It's more than pessimism. Self-denial is driven by that negative world image. The belief that the world is unfair, or people like me never succeed, or it's impossible anyway.
So you don't even try.
Right. You resign before you even start. You deny yourself the possibility of success because you've already decided it won't happen. The thought pattern is, I will never achieve this.
Wow, that's a powerful trio. Doubt, hatred, denial, SDHD, and the effect on the Kundalini energy.
The description used is vivid. It's like dropping a heavy rock right on the head of the Kundalini snake.
Ouch.
Yeah. It basically knocks that inner potential, that power to create, into a coma. It shuts it down.
But there's good news here too, right?
Absolutely. The moment you genuinely start working on these SDHDs, completing with them, it's like lifting that rock. Tremendous energy just floods back into your system almost instantly.
Okay, so if SDHD is the problem, the solution, the medicine, is completion. What does that actually mean in practice? How do you do completion?
Completion is essentially about going back to that past incident, that memory, but looking at it with a new cognition, a new understanding.
Rewriting the interpretation.
Exactly. It's about facing the reality of what happened, but without the old distorting filter, the belief that bound you.
Let's use that example again, a 60-year-old man losing his job. How does completion work there? Contrast the binding versus liberating cognition.
Okay, so the event is he loses his job at 60. If he adopts a binding cognition, he sees it as, say, the sorry, pathetic end to my career.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bleak.
It is. And that cognition leaves him feeling powerless, trapped, maybe depressed. His options feel totally limited. That's a binding belief.
But what if he chooses a different view? A liberating cognition.
With a liberating cognition, he looks at the exact same event and sees it as, perhaps, wow, an unexpected opportunity to finally pursue that passion project I always dreamed of, or a chance to start my own business.
Same event, totally different feeling.
Completely different reality, really.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he has options, energy, empowerment. The cognition liberates him.
Okay, I get the concept.
Okay.
But how is this scientific? If I was genuinely humiliated in that history class, how does just deciding to see it differently make the shame go away? Isn't that just, positive thinking wallpaper over a crack, spiritual bypassing it?
That's a really important question. It's not denial or just slapping on a happy thought. The process described is quite specific, often called relive to relieve.
Relive to relieve. Yeah.
The idea is that your mind, your neurology, doesn't always perfectly distinguish between a vividly imagined past event and a real event happening now.
Interesting.
So when you consciously, intensely bring that old memory back up, really relive the feelings, the sensations, while simultaneously holding and impressing a new liberating cognition onto it.
Like the opportunity view for the job loss.
Exactly. Because the focus is so intense, the nervous system essentially treats it like a new experience. It starts to re-record the memory, overwriting the old, painful, limiting cognition with the new, empowering one.
You're not erasing the memory itself.
No, the event still happened. You're erasing the binding filter, the negative charge, the wrong belief attached to it. That's the key.
That makes much more sense. It's like reprogramming the emotional response linked to the memory. Okay, that clarifies the completion part.
Yeah.
Now, let's shift gears. We've cleared the blocks, or started to. How do we actively manifest what we want? This is the 5-step Kalpataru process, right?
Yes, the co-creation science. Step 1, create the space.
What does space mean here?
Space is defined as bringing your future possibility into the present moment. It means intensely visualizing your desired outcome, the health, the job, the relationship, as if it's already real. Right here, right now, feel it, see it, know it.
Like building the blueprint. Or blowing up the balloon, maybe.
Making the balloon is a good analogy, yeah. You're creating the energetic container for your desire.
Okay, step 1, create the space.
Yeah.
Step 2.
Step 2, immediately eliminate the SDHDs that arise within that space. Because the moment you create that space of possibility, your old programming will challenge it.
Ah, the doubts kick in.
Instantly. How can I be healthy? I have this chronic pain, or I'll never get that promotion. I don't have the connections. That resistance, that's the SDHD.
The holes appearing in the balloon.
Exactly. And you have to deal with them right away. Use the completion process we just talked about on those specific doubts and fears related to this desire intensely.
Okay, complete with the doubts. Then step 3.
Step 3, recreate the space. This is crucial and where many people stumble.
Why recreate it? Didn't we just patch the holes?
You patched the holes, but the original balloon, the original visualization, is now associated with those doubts you just completed. It's compromised. You need a fresh one.
Ah, okay, so you discard the patched balloon and blow up a brand new one.
Precisely. You reestablish the feeling of possibility completely fresh after the completion, and then you align everything, thoughts, words, actions, feelings, with this new, untainted reality.
Got it. Step 4 is called Kalpataru Darshan. This involves the master, the guru. What happens here?
This step has a couple of aspects according to the sources. One is about awakening or boosting that Kundalini energy directly, often through specific techniques the master uses, like initiation through sight, jnana diksha, or touch, or guided meditation.
Okay, an energy boost. What else?
The other more profound aspect is the master removing deeper, perhaps cosmic-level obstacles. This is done through the power of their word, their intention. They give a powerful, emphatic cosmic blessing, the thastu.
Meaning, so be it.
So be it. It utilizes what's called Vox Siddhi, the power of perfected speech. Because the master is said to operate from a state of unity or oneness, their word carries immense weight and can clear pathways beyond your personal incompletions.
Okay, that's a significant step.
Okay.
Braya says doesn't end there, does it? Step 5 is on us, the listener.
Absolutely critical. Step 5. Take responsibility and act.
Meaning
The blessing, the completion, the visualization, none of it lands fully unless you step up. You have to embody the reality you've just created.
live from that new space.
Yes. Act with the integrity, the authenticity, and the responsibility of the person who already has the health, the job, the peace you desired. You must move, make decisions, take actions that align with that new possibility, not the old limitations.
So no, just sitting back and waiting after that, thus.
No way. The co-creation requires your conscious participation and action.
Okay, we've really covered a lot. We went from feeling stuck in scripts written by self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial,
SDHD, yeah.
to understanding how to rewrite those scripts through completion and then actively co-create a new reality using this Kalpataru process.
It's a powerful framework. And just to clarify the scope as we wrap up, Kalpataru, this process is essentially the science of manifesting one specific desire.
Getting one fruit from the tree.
Exactly. Getting that one fruit you asked for.
So what's the bigger picture then? You mentioned inner awakening earlier.
Right. Inner awakening, IA, is presented as the next level. It's not just about getting one fruit. It's about learning the science so deeply that you cultivate the entire garden.
A fruit garden that constantly produces what you want.
Precisely. It's about mastering the science of reality creation itself. So manifesting becomes your natural way of being. Asking for a bottle of water, Kalpataru, makes it hard to grasp the ocean, inner awakening. IA is about becoming the source.
That really puts it in perspective. We started asking who wrote our story, found out it was us, often operating blindly due to SDHD. But this science of completion offers a way to remove those blinders permanently.
It does, and let me leave you, the listener, with a final thought to chew on. Think about this. Every single person, without exception, allows their absolute peak possibility, their highest potential, to express itself without any self-doubt in at least one specific area of life.
Like what?
Maybe it's when they're cooking a certain dish, or performing surgery if they're a doctor, or coding, or playing a musical instrument. There's usually one zone where they just flow totally confident, fully expressed.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Now, if allowing at peak possibility free from SDHD in just that one narrow field makes you a master or a leader in that specific area, what would your entire life look like, feel like, become? If you completed with all the SDHDs and allowed that powerful Kundalini energy to express its peak possibility freely, confidently in all fields.
Wow. That's something to contemplate. Thank you.